Hello students, you are watching ISC Mathematics and we are studying chapter number 3 measurement of angles trigonometry 11th science ISC Mathematics. In the last class we have seen certain basics. What is an angle, what is the measurement of angle, sense of rotation, positive direction, negative direction, reference triangle, angle in a quadrant. Then we have seen various systems of measurement of angle: sexagesimal system, centesimal system and circular system. In sexagesimal system we have seen degrees. In centesimal system the unit is grades, and in circular system the standard unit is 1 radian. Okay, now we will see certain theorems. So let us start. Theorem number 1. Okay, theorem number 1 is radian is a constant angle Okay, radian is a constant angle. Okay, let us consider a circle for this. Okay, we have a circle. In this, C is the center and we have a point A. Let us consider another point B such that we have arc AB which is equal to, which subtends an angle of 1 radian. Obviously the length of arc AB will be equal to the radius of the circle in this case. Okay, further okay, here we will consider AB as the diameter and arc ACP we will consider, which subtends an angle of 1 radian at the center of the circle. Okay, now we know that let angle ACP is equal to 1 radian. Okay, and angle ACB we know that is equal to 180 degree. Yes or no? Straight angle. This is a straight angle. Okay, we know that angles subtended at the center of the circle are proportional to arc subtending them. Okay, and therefore we have here two angles. One is angle ACP and another one is angle ACB, a straight angle. Now ACP is subtended by arc AP and angle ACB is subtended by semicircular arc APB. Clear? Okay, now we know that angle ACP is the subtended by an arc which is equal to radius in length. Okay, so that will always be 1 radian only. Okay, so this is angle ACP is 1 radian. okay, upon angle ACP is a straight angle, clear, is equal to arc AP. Length of arc AP is R, and arc APB is a semicircular arc, therefore the length will be pi r. Clear? Okay, now we can reduce R, and therefore we can write down okay, therefore 1 radian is equal to, after reducing this R, we have a straight angle upon pi, okay, which is equal to constant. Yes or no? Why? Since straight angle and pi both are constant, therefore the ratio will be a constant, and hence we have proved that radian is a constant angle. Clear? Okay, with the help of this, we can derive a relationship between the radian measure and the degrees. How? So let us see, let us use this result. Okay, now we will consider the previous result, that is 1 radian is equals to a straight angle upon pi. Yes or no? 1 radian is equals to a straight angle upon pi, therefore 1 into pi, if you multiply pi with 1 radian, so 1 into pi radians is equals to a straight angle. Now a straight angle, and therefore pi radians is equals to straight angle in degrees units, it is 180 degree. Clear? So this is the relationship, okay, which we are going to use, that we have pi radians equal to 180 degrees. Okay, here certain formula we can remember. Okay, since pi radian is equals to 180 degree, okay, since pi radians is equals to 180 degree, and therefore 1 radian is equals to 180 upon pi degrees. Clear? So in short, if you want to convert radian into degrees, you will multiply by 180 by pi. Okay, so you can make a note. To convert radian measure into degree measure, we multiply by 180 upon pi. Clear? We multiply by 180 upon pi. We multiply by 180 by pi. Clear? Okay, again number 2. Okay, again we have pi radian is equals to 180 degree, or we can write 180 degree is equal to pi radian, and therefore 1 degree is equal to pi upon 180 radian. Okay, so in short, if you want to convert the degree measure into radians, you will multiply by pi by 180. To another note you can make, let us write down on the next page. To convert degree measure into radian measure, we multiply by pi upon 180. Okay, so we have established a relation between the radian measure and the degree measure. Now let us see the another second theorem. Okay, second theorem states that, let us start from a new page. Theorem number 2. Number of radians in an angle. Theorem states that number of radians in an angle subtended by an arc subtended by an arc at the center is given by the formula arc upon radius. Okay, so we have to prove that the number of radians can be calculated using the formula arc upon radians. So for this we will consider a circle. Okay, now okay, let us consider O to be the center of this circle. Then okay, so we have AOP, an arc which is equal to radius in length and which subtends 1 radian at the center. Let us consider another arc of length S. So AQ is an arc of length S, clear, while the length of AP is R, that is equal to radius of the circle only, clear. Okay, now let angle AOP be an angle subtended by arc AP at the center, arc AP of length, let us add over here arc AP of length R. Okay, arc AP of length R is the radius, okay, subtended by an arc AP at the center. Therefore angle AOP measures 1 radian. Okay, now let the length of arc AQ be S units. Okay, and angle AOQ is equals to theta. Clear? Okay, now we will use the result that the angles angles subtended at the center are proportional to the arcs subtending them. Okay, so let us write down on the next page. Okay, we know that angles are proportional to the arcs, or measures of angles are proportional to the arcs subtending them, and therefore we know that angle AOQ upon angle AOP will be equal to arc AQ upon arc AP. Okay, therefore angle AOQ is theta upon AOP is 1 radian is equal to arc AQ is, we have considered it to be S, and arc AP is equal to R. Okay, that is equal to radius, and therefore theta is equal to S upon R into 1 radian, and therefore theta will be equal to S is the arc divided by the radius, and therefore we can write the statement number of radians in an angle is number of radians in an angle subtended by an arc at the center is given by is equal to arc upon radius. Clear? So using this formula we can find out the number of radians in an angle subtended by an arc at the center. Okay, so here we have a formula that is to be noted. Therefore theta is equals to S by R, and therefore R theta is equal to S, or S is equals to R theta. This is the formula of calculating the arc length when you are given radius of the circle and the angle subtended by the arc in radians at the center. Clear? So this formula will be helpful in solving the exercise. Okay, now we have one more formula that is to be noted. Area of sector. Okay, area of sector in the lower class we have studied the formula for area of sector. Okay, that is given by half into S into R, where S is the arc length. Okay, and therefore area of sector will be equal to half into value of S we have just seen, that is R theta into R, which will be equal to half into R square theta. Yeah, so here we have derived the formula to calculate the area of sector. R is a radius, and remember that theta is an angle in radius. So suppose if you are given theta in any other unit, for example degrees or grades, so you need to convert that angle first in the radian units, and then only you should use this formula. Clear? So far we have seen two formulas. One is S is equal to R theta, and the other one is area of sector A is equals to half R square theta. Okay. Now we will see the relationship between the degree unit, grade unit, and radian unit. Okay, so relation between degree, grade, and radian. Okay, for that, let us consider an angle whose measure is d degrees, g grades, and r radians. So I will write down, let there be capital D degrees, capital G grades, and capital R radians in an angle theta. Okay. Now we know that we know that 90 degrees are there in one right angle. Yes or no? One right angle. Okay, and therefore in 1 degree there will be 1 upon 90 right angles, and therefore if suppose there are d degrees, there will be d upon 90 right angles. Clear? Okay, so this is one result. In d degrees the number of right angles is equals to d by 90. Okay, again Also, we know that there are 100 grades in one right angle. Yes or no? One right angle can be divided into 100 equal parts. Each part is called a grade, and therefore, if there is a one grade, there are 1 by 100 right angles, and if there are G grades, then G grades will be equal to G upon 100 right angles. Okay, this is result number 2. Finally, we know that pi radians is equals to 180 degrees. That is equal to 2 right angles. Yes or no? Therefore, 1 radian will be equal to 2 upon pi right angles, and therefore R radian is equals to 2 into R upon pi right angles. Okay, this is result number 3. Now it is already known that D degree, G grade and R radian are the measures of the same angle theta. Yes or no? In different units. So obviously the left hand sides are equal. Okay, so right hand sides of the three equations will be equal. So therefore we can equate. Therefore, okay, it is given that D degrees is equals to G grades is equals to R radians, and therefore D by 90, if you reduce right angles from each ratio, is equals to G upon 100 is equals to 2R by pi. Thus we arrive to the relation. Okay, now this relation is very helpful in converting one unit into the other. Okay, suppose you want to convert degrees into grades, then we can use the relation D by 90 is equal to G by 100. Then put the value of D and calculate for G. Clear? So in this way you can convert using this relationship any one relation into the other, any one the measure of angle given in any one unit into the remaining two units. Clear? Okay, so we have seen the relationship, as I told that this is an important tool, okay, which will be helpful in the exercise. Okay, now we will remember certain points. Okay, 2-3 points we will remember, then the explanation part will be over, and then we will start the exercise. So what are these 2 or 3 points? Let us see. So some useful points. We will remember some useful points. Okay, number 1, the angle between two consecutive digits the angle between two consecutive digits in a clock is 30 degrees, which is equal to pi by 6 radians. Okay, point number 2, the hour hand rotates through an angle of 30 degrees in 1 hour, that is half degree in 1 minute. Remember. Okay. And number 3, the minute hand rotates through 6 degrees in 1 minute. Okay, besides this, few more points are there. Number 4, the units which will be helpful conversion in 1 mile. We have 5,280 feet. Okay, and in 1 mile there will be 1760 yards. Clear? So these units also will be helpful in solving the exercise, because sometimes you are asked the answers in miles or yards. So using the conversion you can use. Yes or no? So with this, the explanation part of this chapter is over. In the next video we will start exercise 3 of chapter number 3. Take care. Thank you very much.